Hello everyone. Hello everyone. This is Ray Savage from Cambium Networks. Thank you for joining us today. Today we have a very special webinar where Nikola Rashadsky from ORION Telekom is joining us to share their stories about how they use ePMP to provide IPTV services. The presentation is being recorded, and at the conclusion of the presentation, we will send a link to all attendees where you can view the recording and download it in the future. During the course of the presentation, if you do have any questions, please use the question and answer box, dialog box on the right-hand side of your screen. You can submit your questions there, and we will be presenting your questions live to ORION Telekom so that they can answer them. Well, without any further ado, Nikola, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. We are a company called ORION Telekom. We come from Serbia, that's in Eastern Europe. We are mainly wireless operator alternative to big government telecom company in Serbia. Can we go to slide 2, Ray? Thank you. We cover almost 60% of the territory of country of Serbia. We cover 85 towns and 140 villages. We cover almost 1 million households. And our basic usage of frequency is 5 gigahertz for wireless coverage. We do a lot of vendors regarding to wireless equipment, but recently we decided to switch fully to Cambium. Those you see on a slide, which are Ubiquiti and Magnetic, they are parts of our legacy network, with which we are currently in process of switching to Cambium. Next slide, please. Thank you. Regarding to Cambium, we have just highlighted a couple of advantages that we see regarding to other vendors that we have been in touch with in previous times. First of all, we have 40. We can do 40 CPEs or SMs on each AP versus 15 that we managed tops to cover with other vendors that we ever tried with. That's the first advantage. The other one is that regarding to triple play services, we have managed to squeeze out of the Cambium equipment more than 20 megabits per second with IPTV and voice services along. Other network equipment can only deliver up to 5 megabits or 10 megabits if using internet only. Regarding to throughput per each AP, this is like more than a double we can manage to do with Cambium than with other equipment. What we also did is Cambium actually has a couple of features which probably you are familiar with, which is GPS sync and time division duplex. Cambium with Cambium equipment, those features actually work, and we you will see in next couple of slides how do we use them in terms of better radio planning and stuff like that, like correlation with other Wi-Fi operators in the same region. I will talk about it in a couple of minutes, but those stuff many of the vendors say that they have and it works, but this is the first time that we actually saw that those features are in full operational mode. Regarding to other features, also what we saw that actually works as written in white papers and stuff like that, automatic channel selection and e-detection, which is mainly used in high density areas where frequencies have a lot of interferences, which e-detect option really handles quite well in terms of detecting interferences in some region, which then automatic channel selection switches to another channel, which will enable equipment to work at its best in all the times. Regarding to Cambium users, this is our current story. We have at this moment close to 7,000 customers on Cambium network. On other technologies, we have like 20,000 still left to be switched to Cambium. 60% of those customers are currently equipped with IPTV as package in their standard offer, which in previous times we managed only to get a penetration up to 25%. Also, with high stability of Cambium equipment, we managed to downrate our churn from more than 2% to below 1% at the moment. Can we proceed to the next? Thank you. Okay, this is just what we spoke about previously. This is a slide that explains briefly how do we do when we go into the area where already some wireless providers are working with. We use this option GPS sync and TDD just to be able to cooperate with other wireless vendors. For that purpose, we use GPS sync, so we can actually use a narrow bits of channels for wireless coverage than any other vendors on the market. So this is how we just correlate with other vendors with other wireless operators in some region. Can we go slide number 5, please? This is our first case that we did with Cambium. This is like a greenfield thing. We covered the town of Kovin, which is really like a small town in central Serbia. We covered it with 4 base stations with 11 APs, equipped with sector antennas 120 degrees. We have 300 subscribers, and out of those 300, 200 use AAA service. We managed to do average throughput per one sector of Cambium equipment for 40 megabits per second. Okay, can we go to next one? This one briefly gives you the overview of the actual monitoring console, which allows us to be able to see all the equipment, all the status of the equipment. Okay, this is when you see this from this, you can see actually one AP, which is stationed in Kovin. I'm not sure, this is really like small to me, but from this you can actually see the health of the AP, and you can see actually 36 customers connected to this AP. Can we go to next slide, please? This is the other part of the presentation, which is regards to IPTV solution that we managed to develop fully in-house. And with help of this solution, this is the part of our overall service and overall solution regarding to triple play through Wi-Fi. This is a solution also called middleware. It's fully in-house developed. It is developed on HTML5, which gives you, as you see on the next line, which gives you the super fast customization options, because HTML is highly customizable and easy to access and manage. Our solution has high availability. It's fully scalable. Also, it's multi-tenant cloud ready, which means ready for the OPEX only model in terms of somebody is able to start using it and working on it without any initial investment in the first place, which will be like CapEx or stuff. Regarding to licensing, since it's fully in-house developed, it doesn't require any licensing fees regarding to database or operating systems and any other. In IPTV solution also we have this DRM, which is like encryption of the streams for each and every channel. We built it in-house also, which uses HLS AES, but also we support all the vendors like Widevine, like Verimatrix and others. Features that are supported in our IPTV platform are normally live TV watching. We also support all these features which go with IPTV also, which is like catch-up TV, time shifting, replay. Oh, it's wrongly spelled. Okay, we have video on demand and all the features that one modern IPTV platform needs to have. Regarding to devices that IPTV can work on, we support like almost 90% of the set-top boxes that currently are on the market. We have the application for smart TVs, which are two like major brands in this world, which is like Samsung, LG, Sharp, Toshiba, and others. We have the application for iOS, which means Apple iPhones and tablets and stuff like that. Android also covered with the application for Android operating devices. Also what we did is we created like really easy APIs for integration with existing billing and CRM systems for any existing customer. Can we go to the next slide, please? Thank you. What we also did, this is like really, I needed to put it on a separate slide because I think it really deserves. We created real-time statistics. Currently, what you can see regarding to statistics like ratings, shares, and other data, you get the report. You get today report what happened yesterday. What we did, we created the statistics in real time, which with a delay of only 5 seconds gives you the view of each and every user on your system and his behavior regarding to what is he watching, how much he is watching, and stuff like that. Okay, which is like I don't know, ground moving feature in terms of TV statistics. Can we go to next slide, please? This is like in previous example. This is just a web admin web interface for subscribers and for working in IPTV platform. The only point of this slide is just to see how easy it is, how you can see everything is not crowded with lots of options and stuff like that. It's just really easy to use and work on it. So that would be it, Ray, regarding to presentation. So if we can go to Q&As and...
Perfect. Yes, thank you. We do have a couple of questions in the queue. Back at the beginning of the presentation, you were talking about having 40 subscriber modules per access point. Is that 40 subscriber modules defined in the access point, or is it 40 that are active at the same time?
Okay, I will give my colleague Igor now stand to answer on regarding to this question.
Okay, so we put a limitation on every with 40 subscribers, and in practice in real world, we have close numbers. So in, let's say that town point, it has I think 6 or 7 APs with 36, 37 customers. So we tried more, but we wanted to limit the connection with, because of the IPTV service, and we didn't want to oversell this AP. So on this area AP from 40 customers, you have more than 60% of users watching IPTV constantly. So that's why it's a 40 number.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Another question that's come in is there much RF noise in the 5 gigahertz channel, and how do you avoid that?
Like Nicola said, in some high noise area, we have relations with other operators. So we talk with them, and we decide to give them the bigger chunk of frequency spectrum, and we say we'll only take 4 or 5 channels, and they can take the rest. But with the GPS kit and TDD and everything which can support, we can use these 4 channels to make whole area covered. So every other operator is willing to take this offer from us because they have the bigger part of the frequency spectrum. So.
Okay. Thank you. The next question is your network predominantly in rural areas out in the countryside, or do you do much of your network in higher density areas in the cities?
Actually, Cambium Network is deployed in city areas with a lot of interference, with a lot of competition and everything. So in rural areas, we started to deploy network, and in this rural network, we don't have any interference. So, like I said, from these 6,000 customers plus, we have maybe 4,500 customers in city areas. So.
Good. And thank you for moving closer to the microphone. It sounds much better, Igor. One other question is, do you offer services only to residential customers, or do you connect businesses as well?
No, in the Cambium Network, we offer business and residential services already.
Can I just add one more thing, please?
Sure.
Regarding to our business operations, we started as the business-oriented company. So business clients are our first priority. So in terms of whatever action we do, we first think about businesses and then think about the residential. So regarding to be more precise on the answer, we covered both business and residential part of the market.
Excellent. Thank you, Nicola. One question related to that just came in. Do you find that you compete with fiber-based network operators, and how do you compete against those people?
In terms of competing with fibers, regarding to high density areas, you cannot compete with fiber with any other weapon but Cambium, because regarding to investments into the infrastructure in high density areas, it's a huge investment. So we are trying to compete with Cambium. That's our way of doing business, because investment into a fiber is a really huge one. So we see Cambium as the best alternative to be able to be competitive.
Excellent, thank you. Network operator is very impressed with your middleware software for managing IPTV services, and their question is that middleware software for sale?
Yes, yes, everything is for sale. Okay, regarding to IPTV services, yes, we offer our IPTV solution is already on the market. We have several contracts already signed with it, and we can go into details regarding to anyone who is interested into the IPTV solution, of course.
Great, and probably the best way to contact you by email. Later today, we will, obviously the webinar is being recorded. Later today, we will post that to our community. Everybody who's registered will get a link to that, and you'll be able to post those questions. And Nikola and Igor, I'm pretty sure you're going to have a few questions to answer on the community. So people are very interested in that.
We are looking forward to it.
Good, good. Do you find that, here's another question that came in, do you find that you compete with Netflix?
With Netflix, how can you compete with Netflix? What we do offer, we offer live TV channels watching. There's a huge distinction between the Netflix model and live TV program. First of all, it's like people in Serbia like to watch Serbian channels as the live TV offer, and Netflix is offering like only worldwide known shows and movies and stuff like that, like premium content. So regarding to competing with them, we don't see the actual competition in it, because there will always be news channels and channels with, like, I don't know, local music, local entertainment, local sports and stuff like that, like children content and stuff like that, which is in no collision with Netflix, what it does. So we do not see any big competition with them needed to be dealt with. That's the point.
Okay, then this question just came in. When you are doing the connectivity with IPTV delivery, do you use Multicast or Unicast?
This is my colleague Nenad. He will answer this question.
Okay, we are using combined multicast to our edge servers, and from that point we are using Unicast with HLS. But
Great.
The system is very intelligent, and it checks which is your base station, what is your connection speed, what's the best server that you can connect on, what is the type of the device you're using, smart TVs and stuff like that. So it's very complex, but the important thing is that the end user gets the best quality.
Okay, and just to follow up on that, what size stream does IPTV use, and do you have multiple definition packages available, or how many streams can, go ahead.
Yes, we have multiple quality streams, but we are choosing which are the right ones for the user. That's the main part, and that's the big thing why the system is so robust. Because if you put the intelligence of the choosing which quality streams are available to the player, to the playing device, it will always try to play the highest quality stream, which might not be a best solution for a Wi-Fi network at certain points. You know, that's why we use a system that decides, that lets you on the head end decide what's the best for the users and what quality are the users getting. But for example, we are using 1 megabit, 2 megs, and 3.5 meg streams.
Okay, and so I guess if you're using the streams there, this is related to, many people are asking this question. Can you have more than one television connected behind the subscriber module, and can you have multiple streams per household?
Yes, yes. We have a policy that 3 TVs are our limit for Cambium, but most households have only up to 2 TV sets.
Okay. And I guess what speed do you see as necessary to provide IPTV services? I think earlier you mentioned 2 megabits or 3 megabits. Which one?
The thing is, for standard definition picture, we are using high quality encoders from Elemental, and they give us the capability to deliver picture even with 1 meg. in standard resolution.
Okay, and then what types of IPTV channels, I'm sorry, what types of IPTV channels do you broadcast? Is it HD TV or do you use certain codecs?
The thing is, the ratio of HD to SD channels here in Serbia is like 10:1. So we predominantly use SD, but for HD channels we deliver full 720p at 2 megs and 1080p at 3.5 megs. And we are using H.264, of course. That's the standard right now, and every equipment, every player, every device is compatible with it, so you can play it on anything you want.
Great. We'll probably come back, but we have a group of questions on the ePMP equipment. The question here is, what model of ePMP subscriber module are you using? For example, do you use the Force 180s and the Force 200s?
Actually, we are using only ePMP 1000 and Force 110.
Okay.
I think next shipment will be Force 180 because of the better
yeah, it's got higher receive sensitivity.
Better right. So you mount it easier and point it to, you can elevate it in every direction with Force 180.
Great. The next question that we have coming in is, what is the average distance and the maximum distance that you're between the access point and the subscriber module?
Okay, so we decided for integrated versions, so ePMP 1000, that we up to 2 kilometers, and Force 110 up to 5 kilometers. So we decided, because of the area planning, that maximum distance would be 5 kilometers, because we are doing this in the city areas, so we need more base stations and smaller coverage per base station than in rural areas.
Excellent. The next question is, what type of environment do you have there? Are there many hills and lots of trees, or is it kind of an open area?
So it's open area in the most of the parts, but like I said, we have base stations on top of the hills, so and the sectors that are pointing down the hill, so it's like every other Wi-Fi base station. You have in every part of the town, so you cannot choose that you go on in flat areas. You need to have a line of sight, so it doesn't matter if it's hill or flat.
Okay. The next group of questions is really about your network configuration and how your access are set up. Okay. The first question is, where do you get your channel streams from? Where do you source your content?
Can you please repeat the question? Where do we get?
Well, so for example, if you're broadcasting a football game, do you have a special relationship with some other broadcaster so that you can put it over your network?
Okay, I understand. We are only using traditional TV channels, so 70% of them are picked up over satellite and encoded at our network operation center, and others are local TV stations that are encoded at their location and then through fiber to our head end, and from there to Wi-Fi base stations.
Okay. And do you pay them for that broadcast content?
Of course, each channel is paid per user per month.
Great. Then the next question is there a bandwidth allocation per tower site at the access point towers Because I know you mentioned earlier that you have a 4-sector deployment and 40 access points. So how much bandwidth are you putting at one tower?
Every tower is mostly connected to fiber optics or some licensed link. So I would say every tower has bandwidth what he needs. So we don't limit this bandwidth to base station. We are constantly monitoring the network, and we upgrade the links to that base station when we need.
Okay. And then, let's see, do you have a minimum limit on your signal level for connecting subscriber modules, a CPE? So say, for example, a customer calls you up. Are there some areas that are just outside of your service area, and how do you determine that?
Okay, so default settings is -60, and this is started with automatic power option. So like I said, with integrated antenna it's 2 kilometers, with connectorless antenna it's 5 kilometers. In these ranges, signal is optimal with that equipment. So in some areas we have problem with trees and everything, but we allow up to -70 signal to be connected to our network.
Okay. So another question that we have is there a special handling of the IPTV traffic in terms of quality of service? So for example, what is the average bit rate on your IPTV?
Okay, so we are using HLS stream. So that means it comes like, let's say, YouTube. You get the chunks of video material in high speed. So we buffer this IPTV for like say 16 seconds. So if you get disconnected maybe or some problem with radio or something like that, it is not more than a few seconds. You will not notice the disconnection of this stream. So that's the main point of our IPTV service, this HLS stream. On base stations, we have turned on the QoS for IPTV and voice services. And that is the main part of our quality of service.
Okay, and another concern is also, first off, we'd ask that you move as close as you can to the microphone because the echo is a little hard to hear. The next question is, what kind of latency are you seeing in general across your network? And what is the minimum latency that you need in order to support quality video?
The latency is not a problem at all because HLS as the protocol already has a delay. So it's like, as Igor said, it's like downloading files, like buffering YouTube video. So if your connection doesn't average out below 1 megabit, you always have good quality picture. It's not like you have latency problems and you have garbled picture, and most packets also result in garbled picture.
Okay. One of the other network operators, yeah, I'm sorry, somebody said that they couldn't understand your response about the latency question. Could you move close to the microphone and just tell us what's the minimum latency that you need?
There really is not a problem with the minimal latency with streaming with HLS because it's a progressive download, something like YouTube. So you download the video as you go in chunks of 10 seconds, and you always have 20 seconds buffer on your device. So it will have to be really bad. You'll have to get really bad problems with connection in order to have any stuttering on your video.
Excellent. Okay, thank you. And does your software, does that support H264, HEVC, VP9, or MPEG-4 compression?
We are using Elemental encoders. I don't know if many of you are familiar, but Elemental does encoding for the Olympic Summer Games in London, and now next Olympic Games. It's one of the world's biggest companies, and they allow us to use both H264 and HEVC. But since there is a very small number of devices that actually support HEVC right now, there is no point in using the encoders for something like that. In 2, 3, maybe 4 years, it will be a much more common to have devices that can play HEVC.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. And that sounded very clear. Thank you. One question that just came in is, are all of your customers line of sight? So between the access point and the subscriber module, do you have clear line of sight?
98% of them, yes. Like I said, it's few clients, maybe they have some trees or something like that, but it's like field situation, same to every network.
Okay, the next one is kind of interesting about minimum information rates. So this network operator notices that there were no MIR, minimum information bit rates, on the AP. How are you able to queue up your SMs? Are you using point-to-point protocol, or is it point-to-point over Ethernet?
Typically over Ethernet.
Okay.
We have routers below APs, and CPs are connected to PPE and get unit.
Good. This next one is about the network equipment itself. So at each, you have your access point at the tower, you have your subscriber, ePMP subscriber module on the outside of the house. This question is about the inside. Since you're providing IPTV inside the house, does Orion also provide the CPE router? Do you do all the wiring inside the house all the way to the set-top box?
Yes, we are offering Wi-Fi router inside the house and SPB for IPTV service. And we do all the cabling, and we provide the service instantly on the site. So.
Okay, we're asked again if you can move closer to the microphone. And I think the answer was yes, yes. You do the inside wire. Good. Thank you very much. And the next question is, what equipment are you using for your CPE router and set-top box?
Okay, so for Wi-Fi router, we are using Zixel Wi-Fi router because we had contracts with them for all the networks. So when Cambium came, they didn't have a router indoor in that time. So I think our contract is expiring this year, and we'll probably go to Cambium CPE router. Yeah. And for STB, we are using.
Well, we have practically anything that's available right now. It depends on the clients, but we support, for example, Motorola, Zyxel, Dune HD, Aris right now, and any Android set-top box, and users can also get. We can also supply users with the smart TV software, so they don't actually have to get a set-top box if their smart TV supports our software.
Great, and thank you for moving closer to the microphone. Our audience appreciates it. One question that we have is about your operations. What provisioning software do you use to monitor your network?
Okay, so for monitoring the network, we are using PRTG from Pessler. And and for Cambium Network, we are using CNS for now, but we are now in phase of testing the CN Maestro. So when CN Maestro comes from this beta stage, we'll probably use CN Maestro.
Great, and yes, we did have another question about our CN Maestro management system, whether that's available in the U.S. now, and obviously, as you can hear from Orion, we are in beta testing right now, so it will be available very soon in the United States. Go ahead.
Okay, we are using it from September in CN Maestro, so improvements are on daily basis. So we are eager to get to the final stage and completely do monitoring from cloud.
Okay, we have just a few questions left. One question is, what system do you use for billing and customer management?
We have our own in-house CRM system, which is built from, I think, 10 or 15 years ago when the company started. So.
Excellent. This other question came in from a neighbor of yours in Turkey who is interested to understand, they'll probably be contacting you to discuss some kind of a relationship to provide service in his area because he's very impressed with what you've been able to do. Okay. At any point, are you interested in using a narrower sector antenna on your access point? So right now you're using 90 degrees. Are you interested in using a narrower antenna to get more throughput per tower?
Actually, we are using narrower sectors, but only in high interference areas. So that's the answer. We are using 120 degrees and 90 degrees in parts where it is not high interference, and in some city parts we need to use 60 degrees antenna because of the interference and much better quality of connection.
Great, and our last question is, what do you feel is your biggest challenge going forward?
Let me just think about it for a second, please. Regarding to challenges, we see many challenges. As we mentioned, if any of the world's large providers go into I would say into details in terms of going more local into the countries, that we see as a big problem. For instance, if the Netflix starts to do local channels and local content, that we see as a big problem for us. But that is like any other ISP or IPTV provider. This is the same fear that we have. Regarding to working with Cambium and doing our business model with triple play, we don't see any problems because with the lower amount of investment, we can reach into almost any area and be able to offer the triple play service, in which prior to us only fiber was capable of doing so. So we don't see, actually, we only see the problem if some of the big world players starts to work on smaller and local markets.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Nikola. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thanks, Igor, and your technical team. The webinar has been recorded. We will be posting it onto our Cambium community here in about an hour or so, and we can continue the discussion there. Thank you, everybody, and we look forward to seeing you on the community. Thanks again.
Okay. Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you.